Good morning. I am going to make a video to help beginners who are starting out with straight razors. One of the things required when you take up straight razor shaving is stropping a razor. That is a necessity to maintaining an edge, and improperly stropping a razor will kill an edge. And so many people contact me saying, I can't figure out really how to, I think I messed my edge up stropping my razor. And if you do it improper, it will kill an edge in a heartbeat, which will provide nicks, not close shaves, which end up as a discouraging result where people sometimes might throw in a towel, and it was simply user error. So if you know how to strop a razor, you've got your favorite stropping video on YouTube, you can just stop or you can just move on. But I have broken this down to a beginner's level, so not to insult anyone's intelligence. First, you have your razor. Let me back up. I don't know if you can see this, but this is hanging from the back of my door in my bathroom. I just got this little O-ring that I filed off the threads, took out my hinge pin, put that in there, put me a clip on there, and then I got my strops hanging right on the back of my door. So I'm just a turnaround from my sink of stropping raw razor. You want to maintain your razors in between shavings, so I always put a light coat of oil, which I'll end the video by doing so. So first, you open up your razor, and staying away from the edge, you want to wipe off that oil. I'm not going across the edge. I'm staying away from that edge, because that, believe it or not, that edge is what you want to maintain and keep sharp. So try to stay away from it. That edge is for your face and for homes and for strops. That is it. No letter openers or anything of that nature, and please keep them away from any child who is curious and they want to shave like their dad. That could end up to a trip to the ER room. Once you wipe that oil off, before you shave, I recommend that you strop your razor 25 linen, 50 leather. You want to make it nice and not tight, not pulling tight, just a little slack in it. I always put my razor in my hand like this right here. Make sure y'all can see that. And to where I could do my razor like that. Ones that's got jips on it, you know, the little grooves on the bottom and top of the tang, really make it nice. You don't need them, but I've got the razor in my hand like so. The false edge or the spine, you want to start up at the top. I always start up at the top, and you want to go down, flip it, up. That is one strop for a total of 25 linen. Notice, once I'm at the top, the razor never leaves the strop. You just flip it over, down, just putting slight pressure, very little pressure, just a little more pressure added to the weight of the razor, down, flip it, back up. It never leaves the strop. I'm listening for that consistency sound. I'm making sure that the razor edge is being covered by the entire strop, not having it hanging off or like so. You want to get the entire edge. Keep it a little slack. I don't have it tight. Just nice and easy. It never leaves the strop. It just simply flips back and forth on that spine, false edge, however you want to refer to it. Technically it's called a spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 25. You don't need to go fast. That will come with time. You don't want to go too far up and then flip it over and hit however your strops is designed and damage the blade. I always stop about right there. Heck, you could just literally do it right there. You have people who have travel strops. That's all you need. And I recommend buying a 3-inch strop like this one, which covers the entire blade. They come in 2 inches, which is only going to cover about that much of the blade. So you'd have to do one of these numbers, making sure you cover everything, which is a little more complicated. It's not hard, but the bottom line is the razor never leaves the strop. You just simply flip it on its spine, stopping before you get too high so you don't damage the edge when you flip it over, stopping before you get too low so you don't damage the edge when you flip it over. And back and forth 1, back and forth 2, back and forth 3, all the way to 25. I've got my linen out of the way. I go to my leather. Whip Dogs has a good, what he refers to as a rich man's strop. It's about 70 bucks. It's a great starter strop. Learning how to strop, most likely you're going to nick your strop up in here or down in here. When you're switching it, you'll come up off the strop until you start really getting the hang of it. But that is a wonderful starter strop. Strops, again, are a necessity. As soon as you got it down and you really start getting into it, maybe further down the road, you can get you a really nice strop like this one here. Not everybody can afford these, but this is about the best strop that you're going to find. Okay, I got my 25. Now I go to my leather. I start up. Everybody sees how I got it in my hand. And I'm going 50. 1, 2, 3. I'm stopping before I get up to that paint, because that paint will damage the edge. That paint will damage the edge. Stop before. I'm covering. It's just smooth gliding. Some people, they'll rub their hand over the strop prior to warm it up and get any dust particles off of it. Some people will put a little oil off of their nose or forehead and rub it in the palm of their hand over top of the strop to get that dust off. It never leaves the strop. It's not hard. And you don't have to go fast like some of these whippersnappers out there. I mean, I can do it, and I do it sometimes. But I've been at it now going on 5 years. Just nice and easy. Concentrating on not leaving the strop. 49, 50. All right, so I did 25. Now you're ready to shave. You are ready to shave. As you're shaving, keep this out of the water. Keep it away. Just put this up underneath the sink. Keep this out of the water. Once you're done, I'm staying away from the edge. Wipe it down. After you rinse it, keeping this away from the water, wipe it down. Then, put some light lubricant on it. I use Andy's Clipper oil, 3-in-1 oil, mineral oil. I just put three drops on each side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I do not get near the edge. I just kind of spread it out, get the top. I get around here, all down there. If need be, if for some reason you didn't pay attention and you got your scales wet, you want to dry them out on the inside with toilet paper. Because when you close the razor, and if there's water in there, then it's going to be have access to that steel, which is going to result into platina and end result rust. You wipe that down, close it nice and neat. You want to make sure you got a razor that will go in between, centered in the scales. If it brushes up against the scale as it closes, or you got to force it in there, you're damaging that edge every time you open and close that blade, which results in nicks and cuts and poor shaves. Again, equaling discouragement. So make sure you got razors that go in between and stow it away until your next shave. Hope y'all understand that. The bottom line is you never leave the strop. You never leave the strop. Don't do one of them numbers. You never leave the strop. You can even take a kitchen butter knife and just practice on your leg. I don't know if you can see that. Just to get the idea and maintaining your head, never leave the strop. Hope that helps for people who are starting out.